Dow's up 44 off its highs. It was up about 56 at the open. It's up 44 right now, down a little bit. Let me just check oil because oil was well over $94 a barrel early in the week. That has obviously changed. I think it's down around 90. We're seeing oil stocks taking a hit. It might be below 90 right now. No, it's not. It is up today. It's up almost a half of 1%, and oil is at 91.38, so on its way back up. All the commodities, gold included, are in positive territory. Not all of them, but the vast majority of them in positive territory. Silver is up 3%. Natural gas being one of the few that are down, but everything is in positive territory. Someone asked me about oil, and let me just comment on that. Am I concerned about oil stocks? Am I concerned about some of the oil and energy industry as a result of what is going on in the EPA and the Obama administration's determination to see American oil dwindle, not increase? No, I am not concerned about stocks. I'm not even a little bit concerned. First of all, any stocks that I own, I'm owning for the long term, and I would suggest that all of you own them for the same reasons. Any of the stocks that have been on my buy list, I don't have a problem with. And I would say that if you keep them for the long haul, for the long term, it'll be fine. But certainly, are they going to take a hit if oil prices come down dramatically? Yes, they're not going to take that big of a hit. As a matter of fact, if the permits continue not to get issued and we start seeing the federal land in which we were drilling and pumping from continue to stay closed or shut down, number one, it is going to increase activity on private land. That's going to be good for oil companies, but it's just going to increase what oil companies are doing overseas. It's not going to impact lists. It's going to impact the price of oil, which is also going to drive the stock price up. So no, I'm not concerned about it. I will say this. This came out this morning, by the way. ConocoPhillips has now backed off of any more research, development, or drilling from the continental shelf in and around Alaska, just like Shell Oil has pulled away from it. The difference is Shell pulled away after spending hundreds of billions of dollars, but ConocoPhillips saying the same thing. We cannot take the uncertainty of regulation. It is changing on a regular basis. So ConocoPhillips is doing a very smart thing by using their resources elsewhere, preferably on privately permitted property where they can work under a specific set of rules and regulations. Does the government wins every time? The EPA wins a victory every time somebody like Shell, they just beat Shell to death in Alaska, just beat them to death. Finally, they got to the point where they said, we can't take this anymore. We're finished with this. Well, they're going to continue to do that. They did it with ConocoPhillips. ConocoPhillips picked up quicker. That Keystone Pipeline, where is it? This is an administration that despises American energy. 888-589-8840. And if you despise American energy, you've got to despise putting people to work. You've got a real unemployment rate's got to be over 16% when we still have over 14.5% for the U6 for those underemployed. And if you add back in everybody that's dropped off the workforce since 2008, I know they keep saying everybody's retiring. I'm anxious to see the new number tomorrow. The new unemployment number coming out tomorrow, and those private sector jobs coming out. It was a disappointing number Wednesday coming out of ADP. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Nobody seems to be worried about that. Let me go to Brian in Richmond,